Hello from Gardening at Duenza, and this video comes to you from Villa Taranto, a beautiful garden in the north of Italy, and we're going to take a look around it today. And here we are at the very entrance of Villa Taranto. That lake you saw in the background was Lago Maggiore, so you get a picture of whereabouts we are in the north of Italy. And there's my family just waiting for me to take this shot, and in we go. And the first thing we encounter on our trip into Villa Taranto is this fantastic sea of blue. Hydrangeas obviously, and a beautiful hosta with the dark green leaves that produced a very purple flower. They were a wonderful combination. And there were paniculata hydrangeas too, which is my personal favourite. I absolutely love the white ones. Further in, we came across some quite interesting planting as far as I'm concerned. Those are tree ferns down there, and look, they're shaded by the tall palms above. There we have some of the Cardiocrinum giganteum, that fantastic Himalayan giant lily, and past Hydrangea sargantiana. Wow, don't you just love that fountain? It is absolutely amazing. I think, when the weather is hot somewhere like Italy, then we really appreciate running water all the more. And here we have a sea of colocasia, just doing so well. I mean, one of the really great things about this garden is how well it was maintained. That's a staghorn fern right there in the lawn, and a massive great big fern there. And here's the other side of those tree ferns we spotted earlier. Now this was the dahlia section, but it was closed unfortunately. But as you can see, the dahlias weren't in flower yet. Here we have a clump or several clumps of Latilla looking really, really fresh. And just some more pans of the beautiful views on offer here. Now look at these fantastic herbaceous borders with that long green lawn. And those two gardeners down there are repairing the lawn no one was allowed to walk on. Here we have a pond with water lilies on it, and such a fantastic tree in the background. I thought at first that hanging, drooping tree was Garrya, but in fact it's Itia. And there we have some amazing succulents, and over here we go in to see a more detailed view of those tassels. They really made a fabulous statement. Now here we go, reveling in the hydrangeas again. This looks like an oak-leafed one. And this Hemerocallis or daylily was just everywhere. Now it reminds me of Hemerocallis Stafford, which you see at home, but I'm not sure if it was or not. And look at this fantastic view as we went up the steps. I mean, what a folly. Imagine having a bridge like that in your garden. And if we just pan down here, you get an idea of how immaculately maintained this garden is. Not a weed in sight. And what would the place be without its villa? That was the villa there, but we didn't go in to visit. Passing by the lantana there, and I always love how they make standards of the lantana in Mediterranean countries. So more water over here, and the sound of running water is really so refreshing when the sun is beating down on your head. Right, now wait for it, wait for it. Look at that, can you believe it? With a backdrop of fantastic mountains, we have a sea of lotus, or nelumbo, and my gosh, it was just fantastic. I just love the leaves. There's something so exotic about the way they hold themselves upright on those stiff stems. And then the flowers, so translucent. They capture the light in such a magical way that nobody can pass by without being absolutely gobsmacked by the fantastic sight. Lots and lots of beautiful lotus flowers. This is the seed head, which is really quite interesting and different from the main flower. And there we go with the mountains in the background. And just sweeping over here to see an amazing succulent display. Really, this garden had it all. Now we're looking at some brugmansias, and it was really interesting the way the stems, the trunks of the brugmansias were so really, really thick. None of these were actually in flower at the moment. And over there, another giant pond with water lilies this time, and a greenhouse. So, of course, we have to go in and have a look at the greenhouse. I've never wanted to pass a greenhouse by without having a good nosy around inside. And it was mostly bedding type things in there, that a dark leaf diplonia there on the ground, and I think that's a fuchsia there, and really nicely displayed, but not very interesting. Above we had air plants, so well, that it was interesting. And the view out of this side door of the greenhouse, just over the pond, fantastic. It was nicely cool in here as well, which is a welcome relief from the beating sun. And now we're outside of the greenhouse. That's it there on the left, and this is the pond we looked out at. And wasn't that just absolutely fantastic? And that pretty much brings me to the end of this video about Villa Taranto, a fantastic Italian garden that you really must visit if you ever go to Piedmont in Italy. Thanks very much for watching, and check back for lots more from my Italian adventures. Bye!